Thank you to Jaquan Jones, Luita Uwu, King J, and Pop Pop for becoming first tier members. Also, big shout out to Sam Cross for becoming a second tier member.
And hey, if you want to become a member, scroll down from the video and click the join button, or alternatively scroll down to this link. Members get videos anywhere from 24 hours to a week early. Now let's get on to the video.
What is up, residents of the Mice Clan? This is your boy sixmysta, man, coming back at y'all with the really old series. What if Naruto was born 8 years early? As y'all might have known, this is one of the startup series back when my channel started in September. I had eventually redone it later in December, and now I'm finally continuing it. I'm planning on finishing this series pretty soon with double daily uploads. So every 12 hours, the new parts of this will be out. So make sure to smash like, smash subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification. Thank you to the Dragon Lord for creating our intros and outros, and thank you to our boy Steikuchiya for editing. Their links will be down in the description. So without further ado, roll that intro. The newly found Chunin see themselves in the Hokage office, where they are presented with their first mission. They are going to be going directly into war, as they are in deep trouble. They have found that some Genin squads from other villages had made themselves comfortable in the land of fire. So they would be sent out in platoons, with these new Chunin having to adapt to becoming captains. There would be at least one Chunin who had been in charge of platoons before, who would be in each group. Team Alpha would be Kakashi, Hatake, and Rin as the leaders, and would be followed by a platoon of Genin. They would be put on scout, and they would just need to keep the coast clear. Second platoon, aka Team Beta, would be in charge by Shisui Uchiha and Naruto Uzumaki. Following them would be their co-captain, Asuma Sarutoi. Now for the last team, it would be led by Might Guy. His co-captain, unknown. His platoon of Genin. They would be put to patrol the forest. If they would need any help, their superior in this mission would be Minato Namikaze, the current leader of the war, and he would stay back, if not be put out to another mission if it is not too dangerous. They would set out, and shortly after, the Leaf would receive a message saying that that platoon is heading into straight death. They had found multiple high-level signatures, that of near Kage level. They didn't really have any Jonin or Chunin they could send out, and they didn't really know what to do. Hiruzen would prepare to set out himself when Might Die, a well-known Genin within the village, would offer to come along. Obviously, Hiruzen would be hesitant since he doesn't know any Genjutsu or Ninjutsu, so what help could he be? He would insist though and make his way along. The group would split off into sections as they need to follow up. Naruto, Shisui, and Asuma, their entire platoon would come out safe. They would have been encountered with a group of Genin, slightly larger than their own, but no trouble at all. They would make their way to Platoon A or Alpha, where they would meet Kakashi. They would arrive as Shisui would appear in a body flicker along with Naruto to stop Kakashi connecting his hand to Rin's chest. They also spot someone they had believed to be dead up until now in the forest line. The person to make eye contact would be Naruto. He would see someone he saw as an older brother, being Obito, with a bleeding eye standing in the forest line, hair grown out in a weird costume. He'd scream out, "Obito, is that you?" As Obito would fall to the ground, fainting from exhaustion. He unlocked his Mangekyo, thinking that Kakashi was about to kill Rin. They would launch over, grabbing him. Kakashi stood there in shock. Not only did he almost kill Rin, but did he just hear Obito's alive? The two would make their way to see Obito lying there unconscious. They'd be flabbergasted as a figure would jump out the wood. It was half covered in white and half covered in black. It referred to itself as Zetsu, and it would try to stop them. They'd easily dispel of this creature and take them back to the leaf. On their way back, they would run into Hiruzen, who had thought that they meant certain death. Kakashi would say that there was a platoon of Chunin awaiting them. Naruto's platoon came out safe, but they're not sure about Guy. Hiruzen says that Guy's father, Dai, had went after him. Back over there, we see Guy and his platoon encountering the 7 ninja swordsmen, multiple having already died, some left standing. Might Dai would arrive telling his son and his platoon to make their way back to the leaf. Guy would obviously know his father is not strong enough and try and keep him back. But Dai would insist, knocking out his son and letting one of his teammates take him back. He would trigger the 8th gate, something that would ensure your death, but could make even the weakest of opponents, that of Kage level. He would fight off the 7 ninja swordsmen, successfully killing 6 of them, leaving only 1, who would take the blade and return to the mist in a near dead state. When Hiruzen's team, now left of Naruto, Shisui, and Asuma, and Hiruzen himself, would come across, they would find Dai burnt to a crisp. They would ask if it was fire jutsu, but Hiruzen would reveal that it was the forbidden technique of the 8 gates. He had perished, saving dozens. They would make their way back to the leaf with all the bodies that had been left behind, sealed in scrolls, including those of the 7 ninja swordsmen. Maybe they can use them for information. As they get to the leaf, they had seen an entire army of Jonin assembled by Minato. He had split up from his group, for 2,000 shinobi had been on the border. He had found them after they had triggered one of his seals. He had killed every single one.
And not just the men, but the women and the children too.
They thought that there might be a second attack, especially where Hiruzen will be heading, so they had prepared just in case. Hiruzen, seeing that this is the case, that on multiple fronts they had been attacked, he would call for a council meeting that would happen later that night. The council would consist of the 3rd Hokage, the clan leaders, and the village elders, along with the civilian council. This meeting would have been called to determine what is going on in the battlefield, and the 3rd Hokage would be accompanied by Minato Namikaze, captain of the group that had encountered the 2,000 shinobi. When the meeting got called, obviously in asking why they were called, something would have happened to prompt Hiruzen's response. It would be delayed, as a knock at the council door would be sought with a scroll from seemingly the cloud. When the scroll would be opened, it would be revealed that this is not only from the cloud but also from the rock. They had requested that there'd be a truce. Minato Namikaze had killed a joint forces of 2,000 of both villages shinobi, being 750 cloud shinobi and the rest stone shinobi, all at least Jonin level. This would prompt obviously any commander to pull back his army, for that is a devastating loss, especially in high-ranking elite soldiers, prompting a reaction out of the council like no other. They currently do need someone to represent hope within the village, and Minato would be perfect. They would schedule an arrangement to where they would reward Minato for, taking care of all this, and would bestow upon him a title of Konoha's Flying Thunder God, or the Yellow Flash, as he would be put down in the data books, for he had killed 2,000 shinobi in a flash. This would obviously not be the only topic they would discuss. They would also discuss the standing on the war. They are currently allied with the Sand, who is their closest compatriot, and are having possible negotiations with the Mist, which had been broken as they found the 7 ninja swordsmen on their land, meaning that that truce is all but broken. Now they need to find a way to end this war. Both the Cloud and Stone had already retracted their participants in the war, and they don't think that the Mist would be cooperating any further. There is but one village they should consider, which they feel would also come to naught. So at this point, they just need to decide a victor of this war. And they think with Minato, they have so. They might have lost valuable shinobi in most of their chunin and even some jonin, but they had also defeated a lot of dangerous opponents, even regaining someone they had thought to be lost, Obito, who is currently in a comatose state within the hospital, along with his teammates Rin, who had been discovered to be the three-tailed Jinchuriki, and Kakashi, who had drained himself of chakra to the point where he is barely able to stand. What this will come down to meaning is that they didn't really take too many negatives. They were the most positive out of this circumstance, apart from the Sand, who did not participate in this altercation at all. So, did the Leaf win this war? They don't know. They'd have to call a 5 Kage summit to be able to officially end the war, which they just might do. Hiruzen would eventually persuade the council to agree upon him to call a 5 Kage summit, where they will try and declare the end of the war in either a tie or a victory for themselves. Then they need to negotiate with the Mist to keep Rin, because they don't want to lose any of their shinobi. In Bronx, they would basically forget the entire 7 sword situation and have an alliance set up with them, which I'm pretty sure the Mist would be obligated to do, as they are not currently under Yagura's rule, and their Kage might have died within this war. Who knows? But that is going to be it, guys. That's going to be all we have for What If Naruto was born 8 years early today. If y'all want to see the next part, just wait about 12 hours and remember to put on bell notifications. Smash like, subscribe, and comment down below to get notified in 12 hours when that beauty drops. Remember, members do get these videos about 12 to 24 hours early. So if you want these early, why don't you consider becoming a member? Also, check out all the socials, including my Discord, where I am on all the time, and I even do recording on there sometimes, and a lot of people there help me with my script writing. Also, check out my Instagram for some dope ass pics, and my Twitter for my irrelevant opinion. So thank you to Steak for editing this video, and thank you to the Dragon for creating our beautiful intro and outro. Their links, as always, will be in the description. So without further ado, roll that beautiful outro.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Subscribe for more.
Yada yada does it.